Hello and welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today we're going to talk about Glissa the Traitor. Now this is after she died and after the Phyrexians killed her, but back in Mirrodin Besieged. One day we'll go back to Mirrodin or New Phyrexia, I'm sure, and we'll have our Return to Jedi moment or what have you. But for right now, Glissa's always hated artifacts, so it only made sense that when she died, she likes them now because she's the opposite of everything that she once was. Anyway, she's a 3/3 for 3 with First Strike and Death Touch, which is mean as hell. First Strike, Death Touch doesn't appear together a lot, so it's kind of rare that it does. And if we can find a way to give her some trample, it'll make it, really, really disgusting. Um, Fortunately, I don't have a whole lot of ways to do it. I have like the Loxodon on Warhammer and ON is what I have become to call this. This is actually, plus 3-0 and trample. Yeah, it's essentially for our purposes, it is. It doesn't give you the lifelink that the hammer does, but they are artifacts, and she does, if somebody does get tired of them, she will bring them back. Now, to protect her, obviously, we have the cloak. There again, it does give Shroud. Be careful, because once you equip this, then you got to, jump through hoops to equip more stuff to her. So, I guess we'll just continue on with the artifacts that she can get back. I'm running Elixir of Immortality. It's kind of hit or miss because you really want to expend your artifacts and put them in the yard and then get them back. If you keep getting this back, hey, that in a worst case scenario, if you have no other choice, this may be, However, best case scenario is Executioner's Capsule, so you can keep the loop going. You can keep the loop, you can destroy stuff, and you can trigger, you sack this to destroy a creature, you use that trigger to get this back. It just keeps, I do not have a spotlight in the deck. I do need a spotlight. Hands down, I grant you that. Because we have a lot of targeted removal. The next spotlight I get, Glissa has already laid claim to it. The Spell Bomb is not bad. It's more or less a Turmoil's Crypt. So using both of them, the Turmoil's Crypt's free. You sack it, you nuke somebody's yard, and then you can always get it back to nuke a different graveyard or somebody else. So Larry Nevin's disc, kind of nukes the world, so you can get a lot of stuff back. The Wayfarer's Bauble is really good to search out your lands and to get things back. Almost as good as the map. Now, the map's going to get us, all kinds of fancy stuff back. Y'all know I'm playing with a bridge just because I am. The Ore. Now, the Viridian Longbow is probably one you didn't probably necessarily see coming. But the reason why is because she does have the Death Touch. And being able to equip creature has, so you can tap her to do a point and kill something. And then it'll die, her trigger will trigger, and it's all good. So you don't, it's good repeatable. I'm kind of a Vorthos, so she's shooting poison darts at him. Anyway, the Sylvok Replica, I tried to use as many artifacts as I could to where you sack to get an effect. So here, this is our naturalized variant. This is probably the reason why I'm not actually running a naturalized. Fire Shrieker for the double strike. Of course, we have a few mana rocks. Now, Strionic Resonator, by the way, her ability is a win ability, so it is triggered. Terastodon is a triggered. Treasure Keeper is triggered. Scrap Trawler is triggered. Flesh Bag is triggered. I mean, we have a lot of triggered abilities here. So, that's why I use the Resonator. We got the boots. Plague Boiler is... I like Plague Boiler. It fits the colors. You don't get a chance to use it that often, and that's probably why I'm using it. The Diamond, of course. This is another version of the longbow, the staff. Now, the grappling hook, because everybody's got those creatures they don't necessarily want to block with because they don't want anything to happen to them. Well, you turn into Scorpion here, and you just tell them to get over here. Inspiring Statuary, we do have I mean, we got a lot of artifacts, but we also got a lot of non-artifacts here. Smug Copter, because card filter, and you can draw, maybe discard that artifact you don't need right now because you can get it back later. I don't have to preach how good Smuggler's Copter is. You all know it because the damn card is amazing. Cranial Plating, there's no reason not to. As many artifacts as we are running. Let's go through our instant speed stuff. Abrupt Decay is, I love it. Terror, some old school. Bury, I would love for them to bring the Bury word back. By the way, Bury is destroy without possibility of regeneration. The Glamour is, there are things... Darksteel Forge, okay? That's what this is in there for. I'm not going to lie. I'm hating, in this one spot, I'm hating on Darksteel Forge because Darksteel Forge can lock up a game. It really, really can. And you're not destroying it. You're just shuffling it into their library. There's some enchantments that are problematic too, but this right here is my Darksteel Forge deck. Reckless Spite. You get to destroy 2 creatures. I don't care about losing 5 life. It's a 3-mana instant, destroys 2 creatures. Hey, that's 2 triggers off my girl. So, yeah. Tragic Slip. I gotta play with Fatal Push because I'm probably going to be able to trigger Revolt. I mean, there's a pretty good chance with all the artifacts that we're sacking. Putrefy. Beast Within. Doomblade, Murder. Now, Destined to Lead. I really like the Destined to Lead. I'm putting a lot of these Aftermath cards in decks. As of this date, I have yet to actually draw one in game, so I can't speak to. It's the criteria that I use is if I'm going to use the first part, I'll consider putting it in a deck. If I can see me using both of them, then I'm definitely putting in the deck. And whereas this, you can target your Glissa, you can make her indestructible just in case you swung with her, and they've got some kind of tricks, and they're flashing out something or whatever, and yeah, you can make your girl indestructible. It's an okay little trick. And then if you just absolutely positively got to kill their board, and maybe Glissa's big. I mean, you can force block your way through, you know, a taunting elf thing. You can sacrificial lamb somebody to get the rest of your guys through. Sudden Spoiling, ruining Avacyn's day ever since, I don't know, forever. I've got the Sky Shroud Claim and the Kodama's Reach to help out the mana. Diabolic Tutor. Now, Extinguish All Hope is my damnation because it is considerably cheaper, and I have it. Languish. Yes, it does kill Glissa, which, by the way, with Glissa, if you blow up the world, she sees everybody dying, so she'll get that many triggers, hoping you've got that many artifacts. Creeping Mole's a one-shot. Infest is a sorcery, -2/-2 to all creatures. Oblight Massacre is essentially the same card. It costs 4, but it does not touch your general. And you could actually make some elf friends out there somewhere at the table. Graze of Granite. Now, there has been a number of times that I have cast Graves of Granite for black, black, green. Tokens. It just wrecks tokens. Anyway. Even Curse Justice is, I love this card. It does cost a little bit. What are we looking at? 7 mana to cast it and buy it back. But it is beautiful. I mean, it's player and creature, so you just recursive. 7 mana, late game, not a big deal. Shadows of the Past. Whenever a creature dies, scry 1. Hey, we're kind of focused on killing some creatures. Now, it does have a delirium ability before they actually keyworded delirium. This is before we went there. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's 4 or more creature cards, which is fine. I mean, we can have that too. Death Reap Ritual. You really, really do. I mean, this is a morbid ability that you can probably trigger more than you think, but just because of the way the deck is built and how much stuff you're killing. If it doesn't have some kind of protection ability on it, you're probably just going to shoot it. You're going to kill it. And you're going to get to draw a card. Now, Cruel Reality. I got played on me at the last time. Went up to the local LGS and played. A buddy of mine named Danny. He played it on me when I had no creatures and no lands, and yeah, it was fun. So either way, it's kind of win-win. Yes, it is 7 mana. You're just boning one player, but you know, them's the breaks sometimes. Almost forgot about 2 creatures of Steel Hellkite. Is going to blow up stuff. And the Soul of New Phyrexia, cause wow. Now, Reaper from the Abyss, the morbid ability, you know, we're going to be able to trigger that. It's a 6/6 flyer, too, for 6. Now, the Apex Predator, he is, this is the last card of the deck, actually. I love it. He shoots other walkers as soon as he comes down. If there is no other walkers, he just makes the beast, you know, that just a 3/3 with that touch. Wow. -3, he's shooting a dude, and you're gaining life off of it. And then you can, like, really, really hose somebody with the ultimate if you get there. But let's face it, we typically don't choose our walkers based on their ultimate. We choose our walkers on probably getting 1 to 2 activations out of them. And I am perfectly fine with 7 mana destroy target planeswalker. Okay, maybe I'm not. Maybe I really, really want to get 2 uses out of this guy, because 7 mana destroy target planeswalker is not that good, because that's what a 3 black ability. So I definitely want to get 2 uses out of him. If I can destroy a walker and get a 3/3 death touch, that sounds pretty good. If I can get 2 walkers, I'm good with it. Rainbows and sunshine. Anyway, that's what I've got for right now. I do appreciate y'all watching. Y'all let me know what you think. But right now, it is time to shuffle and cut.